Hey YouTube, Mark Hoffman here, and today I am doing a knife sale. So, excuse me. I have a few knives that I just don't use. I've either accumulated or I just don't see any use in having them. So I am going to put them up for sale. I just have decided that that's something I want to do, and I just forgot one more, so let me go and grab that really quick. Actually, yeah, okay, yeah, so I actually need to grab a few more. So I am going to be offloading some stuff, and a lot of this is just things that I've had on my eBay and it hasn't sold. A lot of people have lowballed me, and it's just like, look, I'm not shipping outside of the US. It's just not something I'm going to do. But I do want to sell these things. I don't really find myself carrying these, especially such great examples. And I could collect all of these, but oh my God, if I collected all these things, I don't know if I could because it takes up so much room. But a few of these things I've just decided I'm going to sell. I want to offload a few things. And yeah, it's just gonna be something I'm gonna have to do, just because, well, just can't have all of these things. So first one is going to be this Prince. This is a Victorinox Prince, and I am going to have a video on a lot of these knives coming out, and this is going to be one. This is a Victorinox Prince. I do have a Windsor, I believe, over here, which is very similar. Sorry, I'm getting it out of the cellophane here. It's very similar, except it's basically an Ambassador. So you're going to have the scissors, the blade, and then you're going to have the nail file. But it's got the same setup here. So I have both of these for sale, and we've got the Windsor, which I'd like $50 to be honest about it, but if you gave me $45 for that one, I'd be happy. This one here, given that it's a little bit older and the Princes are getting a little harder to find, I'd have to have probably $65 for this one. It is in fantastic shape. I have taken care of it. I haven't restored it. It's just I've cleaned it and made sure everything is right on it. So 65 would have to be for that. I'd like 50, but I would take 45 for that. So there you go. And you have the video for reference for prices. So if I'm delusional and I say something else, you can just say, hey, at this timestamp, you said this price. So video is my witness. Excuse me. The next knife up, let me get it out of its cellophane here. I keep most of these in protective wrappings. Is this little broker. This is a Victorinox broker. No etching or moniker put there, so you could put yours here. This is from the 90s, and I would like 25 for that. I'd have to have some shipping on top of it, so 30. So $30 for that, especially since it's so small. Next up is going to be something I have been asked about over and over and over and over again, and it's going to be this Victorinox Tourist. And this Victorinox is, to my best guess, from the early 1960s, right when Victorinox switched over to these top scales and went away from the rivets. But this thing is in fantastic shape. It is probably 61, 62. Has a company logo on it, but the blades are perfect. They have the perfect stone washing there. A little bit of blade rub. The scales are perfect. The cap lifter has the wire stripper in it, which this is all in great condition. We have the clip blade. beautiful stone washing. And then we have the 5-turn corkscrew. And then we have this beautiful awl with some serious machining marks. I mean, I don't know how they produced these back in the day, but man, that is just really pretty. So this is definitely an older one. It is one of my prized knives, but you know, I just don't do anything with it. It just sits in a case, and I feel really bad about that. So I want to go to somebody good, but because of how rare and hard to find that is, I'm going to be asking $135 for that. That is going to be my asking price on that. Next up is going to be the Victorinox Electrician with the old cross logo. This is one that I have repaired and have done some work on. So there is that. And you've got the electrician's blade there, and then you've got your cap lifter wire stripper there, and then you have your reamer. I would want $65 for this one. So it's in very good shape. I have restored it to where it should be. So let me move a few things out of the way here. And you know what? I'll lose that if I put that up there. I really need to put a shelf in here. Okay, so next up is going to be this vintage Wenger. This is from the 1960s, and this is going to be a 1960s model, and it's got the 5-turn corkscrew. You also have the main blade here, which is in perfect condition. I just really don't feel like this thing was ever used. We have the older cap lifter, the dog leg can opener, and then we have the older nail file. For how old and harder to find these are in this condition, I would probably want $60 for that. Next is going to be this Victorinox Ambassador. This is a Victorinox Ambassador from the early 70s, mid 70s. And what we've got here is the main blade, and we've got the nail file. But what we've got is the single leaf spring. This is in fantastic shape as well. And then we've got the aluminum tweezers and then the toothpick. $35. I mean, that would buy that. $35 right there. Next up, we've got a 1960s bijou. This is a very special bijou. However, it has no toothpick or tweezers. This is a Victorinox Victoria bijou. So you've got that. Then you also have the older nail file there with the beautiful back on there. And then you have the really nice older scissors with the single leaf. And the springs on these smaller old knives were just incredible. I'd have to have $50 for that. It's just so hard to find those, especially in that condition. Have to have that. Next up is going to be this Prince. So this is another Prince. This is a little rougher shape, but it is a Prince nonetheless, and it is from the 1980s, and I'd probably have to have $40 for this. And if you want, I will sharpen any knife for you before it goes out the door. So if it's not sharp here, but you want it to be sharp, I will sharpen it for you. Next up is going to be a Huntsman. This is just a standard run-of-the-mill Huntsman, modern day Huntsman. So I'm going to ask, what do these even go for? Well, with the shipping, I'd take $30 for this. So $30. Next up is going to be, yes, so this is going to be a fun one. This is a Tourist that a Sportsman that I picked up. And this one dates back from the early, probably mid 1980s. You've got the nail file, the main blade, and then you've got the combo tool. It will come with the combo tool. But what I did is I modified it to have the wire stripper and the cap lifter. And I don't get me wrong, I love this feature, but I want it to go to somebody out there that's going to really enjoy this knife. I've got so many, and I just don't see myself using it. But That wire stripper does work and is very sharp, and I did do the modification myself. So this one here, I will take, with the work and shipping, 40 bucks. Yeah, from 1980s there. And I will polish up the scales before I ship it, so remind me to do that. Next up is going to be one that a buyer backed out on. This is going to be the Weekender. And this here is just a serrated Spartan. Everything is the same except you have serrations. The blade on this is perfect. Never been used. I'm going to ask $45 for that one. Okay, you're probably thinking to yourself, my God, it's all going to be Victorinox knives. This guy is really just seeing red all the time. No, it's not. You know, it's not going to be all Victorinox all the time, but I do have a few more. So this is in a recent video I did, and it's just a tinker. You know, I got this in a lot, and don't want a lot for it. Just want maybe with the shipping, 20 bucks. You know, it's probably from the mid 80s, early 80s. So it's a tinker, very simple knife. May not sell, but if you want it, you may have it for 20 bucks. Next up is going to be the Kershaw Iris. This here, I just haven't been using it. I really have not been using it. I've opened only a few packages. I bought it because I loved the look of it, but for me, I have better knives in my collection, and I just don't want to carry this. I will take, because of the weight of the knife, I've got to have 45 for this. With the weight, it's just such a heavy knife, it's going to be over a pound. So we have that for 45. Next up, yeah, the Cold Steel Airlight. These, I don't know what these are going for right now. I will take 55 for this. That's probably going stupid low, but that's probably because I just don't know what they go for. I think I paid 65 for it, but I will sell it for 55. So there's the Cold Steel Airlight. Next up, and Jersey Knife Guy, I think you might snap this one up if you've watched all the way to here. This is the Rustlock. I believe not Rustlock, no, Copperlock from Case. This is one that I saved from eBay. It was in very rough shape, and I ended up polishing it and fixing it up a little bit. I'm going to have I'll give it away, 55 bucks for that. So we've got that beautiful green bone. And then we have the Buck 55. I never really used this knife. I bought it thinking I would use it, and I just never did. I like it, but I just never carry it. So on the Buck 55, I'll take 45 bucks. And then a few, how am I doing on here? I've got, yeah, I think that. Then a non-knife related item. This is going to be a Parker 18, I believe it's 18 karat gold filled, 10 karat gold filled pen. And this is one that I have restored myself. This is from the 1960s. It's a beautiful pen, and it does write. So when you get it, it will write. There you go. So it's got some black ink in there for you, but this is something I restored, and it is ready to go. This will be $45 for that pen, and it is very, very nice. I really like that. Anything else? Well, to be fair, I have this back here, and I'm not really wanting to sell it, but if somebody wants it, I am willing to sell it. It is the Victorinox Victoria Spartan, and this one is probably from the 60s, maybe even late 50s. I have replaced the scales on it, but it does have the 5-turn corkscrew, and then it has the solid awl. And the thing that is about is got a modified clip. I had to shave off a little bit on the end because it was damaged, but it's still very usable and very, very sharp. And it has the sharpened cap lifter. I would want on this, probably because I also worked on it and did some repairs on it, I'd probably have to have about $85, $90 for it. Yeah, 90 bucks. 90 bucks for that with the shipping. So if you want it, it's here, but if it doesn't sell, I'll keep it. But if you really want it, $90. So that is it for the knife sale. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want any of these, let me know. Give me the timestamp of wherever I put the price on these there, and I'll ship it out to you. Now, if it is international shipping, I did have a few issues with that, so I am probably not going to be doing international shipping unless you are willing to cover the shipping cost for the international shipping. If you are, then there you go. But the main reason I don't is because PayPal does not really allow you guys to do friends and family. So the majority of this I'm really looking for stateside. All payments would have to be made through PayPal, friends and family option only, and I ship within 2 days of your payment. I do wrap the knives very carefully, and if you request it, I will sharpen them before I send them out. So thank you guys so much. Till the next one, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.